everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Easy Breakfast. Today I'm going to walk you through a blueberry oatmeal muffin recipe that we love in our house because it's a muffin that packs nuts, oats, and some blueberries. So it's an easy breakfast for Monday morning when the kids get up and are hungry. So this recipe actually came from this cookbook called Muffins that I got about a decade ago. I've taken the recipe over the years and I've followed it and made some adjustments to it. So I'll walk you through the recipe that I use with all the adjustments. The first thing I do is I put a quarter cup of softened unsalted butter, and I'm going to take some brown sugar and I will go ahead and cream it together. And then what you'll want to do is you'll go ahead and put in the egg. After you put in your one egg, you're going to go ahead and put in a little more than a cup of oats. These are steel cut quick cooking oats. The recipe just calls for quick cooking oats. I use Bob's Red Mill oats. You can actually get a nice big pack at Costco. And then you want to put in a cup of milk. I let the milk come to room temperature so it's not too cold before it goes in. And this is a recipe that's really easy to do on Sundays, and it'll take you maybe 3 or 4 days to finish it. So the kids sometimes have one for a snack, one in the morning. My older one is going through a growth spurt, so he tends to be a little more hungry, so sometimes he'll take 2 down with his eggs. So it's perfect. So after you stir in the oats and the buttermilk, we're going to take some vanilla. So it calls for about a tablespoon of vanilla. I eyeball the vanilla. I really like the vanilla in it. And another thing that I added to it was almond extract. This is something that I love the smell of almond. I think it gives it a really good flavor with the blueberries. So I just add a little bit of that because almond extract also has a strong flavor. And I got this extract, which I love, from the Sonoma Spice Queen. So she's here in town, but she does ship nationwide. So if you're looking for a good almond extract, I highly recommend her. And just go ahead and blend that together. I have about a cup and a quarter of all-purpose flour in here. So this will be all the dried ingredients. We're gonna go ahead and put in a teaspoon of baking powder. Sorry, a tablespoon of baking powder. We're going to put a teaspoon of salt. And then you'll want a half a teaspoon of baking soda. So we'll put that in there. And then we're going to add some cinnamon. So the cinnamon goes really well with the almonds and the walnuts. The walnuts and the almond extract. So the recipe actually calls for about a teaspoon of cinnamon. I tend to put in a little more, so this is a half a teaspoon measuring, and I'm gonna do heaping half teaspoons over it. This is another one of my spices I get from the Sonoma Spice Queen, as well as my nutmeg. So I get the nutmeg whole, and I'm gonna go ahead and just grate that into the dry ingredients. Okay. And then give it a quick stir. So I have all the dried ingredients in there. And then here come the walnuts. So the walnuts, I actually put a lot less than the recipe calls for because I found that the walnut flavor sometimes takes over everything else if there's too much in it. It still gives nuts in a lot of the bites. So if you mix in the dry ingredients, what you'll want to do is you'll go ahead and add them to the wet ingredients. And just do a quick blend until everything's combined. When you have all that, just want to take a spatula and give it a quick stir so everything is combined. And then what you'll want to do is you'll want to fold in the blueberries. So it's about a cup and a third of fresh blueberries. And you're going to go ahead and just gently fold those in so so they get evenly distributed. It's my oven dinging. And then what I use is I actually use this Silpat. So they make the Silpat mats that you can use for cookies instead of parchment paper. They make these perfect baking trays. They have little brownie square ones. They have Madeline shapes. Love my muffin one. I've been using it now for maybe about a year. And before that I was using the little paper inserts that go in the muffin tins, just so that this wouldn't stick to the muffin tin. I like this a lot. You don't need that paper insert, so it's a lot more environmentally friendly, and they come out perfectly cooked too. So I highly recommend this, especially if you bake muffins or cupcakes a lot. And what we do is we take a large cookie scoop and we're going to scoop each one of them in. So you will need 2 of these for this recipe because this makes about 18 muffins. Okay, and once you are done with this, you're going to put it in a 400-degree oven for about 17 to 20 minutes. Mine's about 18 minutes. So you're going to go ahead and let them cook in there. And then once they come out, you're going to take this baking tray and you're going to put it on a trivet because you're going to let them cool in the Silpat. And once they cool completely, that's when you're going to want to pop them out and they'll be ready to eat. So these just came out of the oven about 20 minutes ago. I let them cool in the Silpat for about 15 minutes because if you try and handle the Silpat too quick after, these will crumble, and it's also really, really hot. So I let them cool in there for a while and they cook a little more, and then I can handle them and let them completely cool on the cooling rack. And then what you can do is you can go ahead and, well, you can eat some right away, which my kids do. And you can store some in a Tupperware just for breakfast in the morning. It's easy to grab these. And then you can also freeze some if you don't feel like you're going to eat enough in time before. I would say they last about 3 or 4 days. I hope I could provide some tips for you today to make one of your meals easier. If you like what you saw, go ahead and give this video a like. Go ahead and comment if you were able to make these muffins and let me know what you think, or if there are any recipes that you want to see me try. If you want to stay up to date, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and follow me on Instagram for more updates on new recipes. Thank you, and I will see you next Sunday.